What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm reviewing my recent trip to Bucharest. Bucharest is the capital city of Romania and it's inland in Romania. Today I'm going to review the city, give you a little bit of tips, recommendations, food options, prices, pros and cons of Bucharest. Bucharest is Eastern Europe, capital of Romania. It has one of the biggest parliaments in Europe. It may be the biggest parliament the parliament building in Europe. It's great to see. Definitely got to go check that out. So let's talk a little bit about location of where I stayed. I stayed literally across the street from Old Town. So Old Town is basically where you have a lot of bars, restaurants, and nightlife. So obviously tourists generally stay in the Old Town area. And in my opinion and my recommendation, definitely you should stay in the Old Town area. I stayed in the Old Town area, but just across the street from the main street that leads you all the way into Parliament. I stayed in the Metropole Apartments in Old Street. The address was Sandra Coltia in Old Town. I'm obviously butchering that pronunciation, but hey, it is what it is. Basically, the apartment was really nice, greatly located. Literally 5 minutes just across the street into Old Town. It's literally 3 minutes from the Moxie Hotel. So if you know where the Moxie Hotel location is in the Old Town, you know it's a really good area. Lots of bars, restaurant. 10 more minutes and you're right bang in the old street where the bars, restaurants, nightlife, where everything is. I picked this location because I didn't want to be necessarily bang in the center of everything where it's very loud. I like to be in a peaceful area, then come into downtown or into the main areas where it's loud and busy and nightlife is booming. So I generally always stay on the outskirts. Cost by night was £80 per night. I stayed there 3 nights. Had a little balcony. The view wasn't great. You could see the city in the background. It was decent, but just where the location of the apartments is up. It's on a kind of oldish street. So actually, pulling up to the apartments, the buildings look very old, but the apartments are lovely. They're refurnished, refurbed, and it's dope inside. But on the outside, it's getting around Old Town is very easy. If you're literally in Old Town and you Bucharest downtown, you literally can walk. So you definitely don't need a car. If you want to get to one side or the other, and it's a little bit more than 10 to 20 minutes walking, you could just jump in a boat. Boats come very frequently. They're greatly ran, and they're very cheap, most importantly. So you could just get a boat. I would suggest boat over Uber. Let's talk about food and drinks. So let's say going out to meals and bars and stuff like that out in Bucharest. One of the hidden gems is for me, the best rooftop bar in Bucharest. I mean, the views are amazing. The vibe is great. Actually, the day I went, there was a live performer, someone singing. There was a DJ, and it's just a great atmosphere. It's open air, so you can see the city at night. Also, great to check out the sunset. So this hidden gem is called Closer to the Moon, right? So you can check it out. Just Google it. If you drink alcohol is pretty expensive out there, especially wine. Woo! White wine, red wine, sparkling wine, goddamn, rosé wine, all kinds of wine, very expensive. But cocktails on the other side is a cheaper option, and actually they get very big sizes and very good sizes. So I would say recommend going for cocktail. So at this place, I got a sparkling white wine, a sangria, right here, pretty big. For 2, it cost me 180 lei. So LEI is Romania's currency. Okay, so I'm converting 180 into pounds sterling, so that'll be 31 pounds for a huge jug for 2 people. So right there you can see alcohol is not the cheapest. So 31 pounds for just a jug. I personally think it's actually cheaper for sangria here in London, and that's saying something. What's happening, guys? If you like the review and it helped in any way, please don't forget to subscribe. Support the channel, support me, and help the channel grow. Appreciate it. Food is great out there, so you got great options, you got great variations, and you get great portions. So it's literally worth your money. For what you spend, you get good quality back. So again, a plate of pasta Closer to the Moon cost me 47 lei. That's £8, so that's good. So that's just a general idea. Also went to another restaurant in Old Town, and food and drinks. So we had two plates, obviously a meal each, and drinks and 2 dessert. That cost us, what cost me 275 lira. So that's 48 pounds. So that rounded off to about 48 to 49 pounds. So meal for two, drinks. I mean, not wine, but it was just regular soft drinks and 2 desserts. So about 50 pounds. So, take it as you want it. That's not necessarily the cheapest. I've been in other parts in Europe, like for instance, Poland is a lot cheaper. So there's two ends in Bucharest. So you got downtown, Old Town, where you got the bars, restaurants, but also you got another part by the lake. So you got a huge lake, and that's more of a trendy part. So that's when the trendy and the upbeat and the richer folks go. So it's a lot more expensive. You got loads of clubs and bars and restaurants, and it's literally on the strip right next to the lake. So that two options. If you want to go a little bit fancier, you just want to go a little bit local, a little bit cheaper, then you go into the Old Town. If you want to go a little bit upbeat, up to, a little bit more classy, then you go to the lake. So a restaurant at the lake. So I went to the beautiful Radio by the Lake. I'm probably mispronouncing that too, but hey. So basically got our plate. My friend didn't eat, so I had a plate of pasta, a bottle of wine, and 2 desserts. That cost 560 lira. So you can see there's a huge difference with Old Town and by the lake, right? So by the lake, so 560 lira, that's about 97 pounds, so damn near 100 pounds for a meal for myself, not even for two, for myself, two desserts, all right, for me and my friend, and a bottle of wine. That cost 97. Things to do. All right, so you can obviously go into Old Town and walk around in the daytime. They got a lot of historical buildings, old school buildings. They got it's beautiful downtown. Just scenery is awesome. You can go into little bars, little outdoor spaces. Smoke some shisha. Shisha's really big out there. Obviously eat. And you have to definitely try the pastries. Ooh, they got some of the best pastries I've ever had in my life. So definitely stop off one of the stands and get some pastries. Visit the Parliament building. Like I said earlier in this video, probably the biggest Parliament building in Europe. So that's pretty dope to go check it out. Oh, warning. If you're going to go visit the Parliament building, make sure you take your passport. You have to take your passport. I went there with my friend, didn't have my passport, didn't get let in. And she had connections in the Parliament, still didn't get let in. So you gotta make sure you take your passport. Not a picture, not a photocopy. I mean your actual passport. The lady said there, she goes, they only accept passports. So you have to bring your official passport if you want to go into the Parliament and look around and have a tour. There's a couple of rooftop bars, like I mentioned earlier. You go to shisha bars, loads of shisha. Go clubbing at night, of course. Clubbing is huge in Bucharest. There's loads of clubs. They love to party. But again, you got two choices. So maybe one night you go to the Old Town, go into the clubs, bars in the Old Town. Then another night you can go by the lake and go to clubs and bars there. Pros and cons. All right, let's start with pros. Pros. Food is good out there, good quality, and it's cheap. It's a beautiful city. A little bit of a mixed bags. Downtown. I'm just going to talk about downtown because I was in downtown and Old Town. Dope. Got loads of restaurants, loads of bars, really nice rooftops. In the summer, it gets really warm as well. So it's a nice outdoor feel to the city. Gets very hot, very hot. It got up to about, when I was there, 33 degrees. Obviously, Parliament. A couple of things to do. I wouldn't recommend staying more than 3 days because you could do everything in probably about 2 or 3 days. Good cocktails. Beautiful women. That's what I looked at. Beautiful women. I could say beautiful people, but generally beautiful women. So that's cool too. Getting around is pretty easy. You can walk around. But if you need to get around, you can get a boat. Boats are really good. And they're also pretty cheap. So get boats. Cons. Everybody smokes. I mean, especially the women. Everybody smokes. I'm talking about not smoke 1 or 2 cigarettes. I'm talking about smoke the entire pack of cigarettes in one outing. I mean, it's everybody smokes. So everybody's smoking, especially if you're in an outdoor area, they're smoking. Thank God they don't smoke indoors. It's actually you're not allowed to by law to smoke indoors. But Now they've introduced shisha. So now if they're smoking indoors, they're smoking shisha, which you can do indoors. So now they're smoking shisha or they're smoking cigarettes. So smoking is just, Lord. Wine, alcohol is pretty expensive. So wine, especially wines, particularly, is very expensive. I mean, it's prices like London, maybe even more, or matching London, which is high. London is a very expensive city. Not much to do. You could do things in a couple of days, realistically. So outside of 2 days, that's it. You're pretty much done in Bucharest. So would I go back to Bucharest? Probably no. I mean, if somebody gives me a free ticket, then I'll go. Yeah, if I have nothing else to do. But would I spend money and go back? No, it's not. One, it's not the cheapest city. I thought, Eastern Europe. I mean, there's many other cheaper options in Eastern Europe. So it's actually not as cheap as people one would think. So and it's cool. It's cool for like 2 days. But I mean, I've had a lot better experiences and just much more fun in other cities. So would I go back? Probably not. What do I give Bucharest? I give it a thumbs up for the weekend. It's a good weekend getaway for sure. But don't spend more than 3 days. And make sure you stay downtown by Old Street. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed my review of Bucharest. And if it helped in any way, hit that subscribe button. Help my channel grow. I'm trying to get it to 1,000 subscribers. So hit that button.